Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and the day has finally arrived. WWE 2K17 is here, and as promised, our first match is going to be AJ Styles taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. Two brand new members of the roster on 2K17. Really looking forward to this one. Now, this one, as I said, is one that I've been planning on doing for quite some time now, but it's also been suggested by Cambrock223 and Jay over at Gaming HD as well. So thank you very much for those suggestions. Of course, if you have any more ideas for random matches you would like to see on this channel, then please do drop them down in the comment section below, and I'll add them all into the hat for recording. And here we go. My first match on 2K17. Now, I do apologise if the audio is a little bit out. I'm still trying to find the correct levels for audio and commentary, so hopefully it's not going to be too much of a problem. You will notice this year, hopefully you will notice anyway, that I've kept the entrance music on ever so slightly, so you should be getting a little bit of that in the background. I think, yep, so you should be getting a little bit of that now. That should add a little bit more realism to the game, I think, and oh my, look how good that looks. I'm so used to using our created AJ Styles over the last 12 months to get a real one on the game with a real attire, full body and face scan as well. He's going to be a great new asset for us. And as I've said before when we were playing 2K16, if you would have said to me last year, or you'd have said to me like 2 or 3 years ago that on 2K17 the first match we would have is AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, I would have absolutely laughed at you, because I did not even consider this being a possibility a few years ago. And now here we are. AJ Styles, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Shinsuke Nakamura, the NXT Champion. We've got Kevin Owens as the Universal Champion as well. I'll tell you what, the WWE landscape has changed so much over the last few years, and it's really made such a massive improvement for their games as well. And here we go. The man that I've been looking forward to. The man that I've just spent about 10 minutes trying to figure out how to get because I could not remember how to redeem codes. Looking forward to this. Been looking forward to this all day. Oh. So I can't quite hear the entrance music. I don't know if you guys can. A little bit in the background I can hear it, but my TV's not on very loud. There he is! Shinsuke Nakamura. Now that is a pretty damn cool entrance. That is a pretty damn cool entrance, if I do say so myself. I'm so glad that I went for the NXT edition. I didn't have it originally ordered, I just had the standard edition ordered, and I cancelled that order and reordered with the NXT edition. So I have also got Nia Jax and Apollo Crews as well, but I'm going to be honest with you, I paid the extra £30. I don't care about all the other stuff that's come in the box. It's all currently laying there on the floor. The only reason I pay the extra £30 is to get this man on release day. And I'm hoping he's going to prove me correct in his in-ring ability. But so far, entrance-wise, are both himself and AJ Styles fantastic looking models. They're spot on, exactly what they should look like. And it's just, I was talking about this only a few days ago on 2K16. One of the main things as well is just the way they act and the movements. Like, we had a pretty damn good core of Shinsuke Nakamura, but this one just has all the movements and has the personality of Shinsuke. That's the created wrestlers are fantastic, but you can't beat the real thing, and that's exactly what we're going to be getting here. So again, like I said, suggested this one by Cambrock223. Jay over at HD Gaming as well, and of course myself. I've had this one planned in for about 6 months, ever since we found out the roster to be our first match on 2K17. We're going to try and get quite a few up tonight. I'm struggling a little bit with trying to download the 11GB release day patch, but I've managed to get it up and running. The patch is going to have to wait until tonight, I think, and we're going to get straight in the way of our first match here on WWE 2K17. And the first thing I do, make sure I do every single game, is mute Michael Cole. That is the first thing that everybody should always do. And AJ Styles getting a nice dominant beginning there with a powerbomb. And that's pretty nice. Little taunt in the corner there by AJ Styles. Now, I do believe they've spent quite a bit of time, 2K, this year, just improving the AI and improving the smoothness of matches. So hopefully we are going to see that as well. Now, I was under the impression that there was going to be a match ranking system, and I don't know whether I may have taken that off while I was blanking the screen out, basically. I don't know if I can get that back, and if I can, is that something you would like to see, the sort of match ranking, or would you just rather watch the games like this? Big kick in the face there, and so far it's looking pretty good. It's looking very smooth. Looking very smooth. AJ has been dominant to start off with, but now Nakamura getting some aggression. Striking the grounded AJ Styles. Now we are going to be doing probably just a few random matches tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going to try and get into the universe mode and see how that all works. And if it all goes to plan, then we will start uploading universe mode as of tomorrow. I think if we do, I'm just going to start with Raw and SmackDown for now, and we'll do from beginning of January all the way through until WrestleMania, and then we'll probably bring NXT in and do a bit of that as well. Mainly because, of course, a lot of the guys that they've put on this game as NXT roster members have all now been put up onto the main roster. So all the NXT guys that have replaced these guys are not actually on the game. So I'm going to have to try and get downloaded wrestlers for them. I don't want to try and do all that on release day because chances are the quality is not going to be fantastic. So I'll get a few things we're going to need. Oh, is AJ now lining up? We're going to see a bit of a springboard. Something that was pretty much extinct in 2K17 was the springboard. AJ went for it there. Does miss it though. And I think the graphics do look a little bit smoother. I'm quite liking that. Still got the annoying referee. Hopefully he's going to have a better AI, because referee on last year's game was not very good at all. I think the match itself is very smooth. One thing I have just noticed, which I didn't know anything about, but just for some reason I really was excited about it, is the fact that you can now have 3 managers for one person. You can have 1 manager, 2 managers, or 3 managers for one person. So, for example, if we were to do, say, Kofi Kingston versus somebody, both Xavier Woods and Big E Langston can be at ringside as managers, which I think is a really cool addition into this game, and I like that. It's such a simple little thing, but it opens up a lot of different things that you can do. And again, the same. AJ Styles, should we put him back into Bullet Club, or the Club, whatever they're going to call him, then we could have Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson at ringside for a championship match at a pay-per-view. Don't know why AJ's stood there just looking at Shinsuke there for a second. And Shinsuke, superplex off the apron. AJ landing hard on the outside. We've got 2 announce tables this year as well. That's pretty interesting. Also, you can see the area just to the right there in the crowd. That is where you can hop over the barrier and fight through the crowd. Of course, we won't see that in this match necessarily, because this is just a standard match. Once we do some more random matches, Falls Count Anywhere, Extreme Rules, them sort of things, I'm sure they will utilise those back areas. We'll also have a look at a backstage brawl at some point. I've got quite a lot of your suggestions, but today I'm going to use as many as I can. But I'm also want to really showcase the new roster members. So I have cherry picked a little bit just for today, and then everything else will go in the hat. But I just want to try and showcase a lot of the new roster members and try out some of the match types. I'll see how they work out, because knowing how the match types work is going to be vital for whether we can use them in our universe mode, because we had to avoid quite a lot of match types in 2K16 because they just did not work correctly the way we want them to anyway. So stuff like cage matches just didn't work right. Tables matches were a little bit dodgy as well. Ladder matches had their issues, so we sort of avoided them as much as we possibly could. But if they do work a lot better in this universe mode, or in this 2K17, then we'll definitely start to utilise more matches like that. Nakamura now. I like this little corner taunt. I quite like that, because it's a chance for them to recuperate a little bit of energy as well. Nakamura now on the middle rope. Was that a middle rope taunt, or is he just waiting for AJ to get back up to his feet, which he does. Went for that diving knee, and AJ slapped it away. But Nakamura straight back up with AJ up on his shoulders. And there's the sit-out Death Valley driver. Hook in the leg, trying to get the pin. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. And I must admit, I'm quite enjoying this. I think the fluidity of the matches seem to be a lot better. And just having these new roster members is fantastic as well. And hopefully the game itself is going to be a lot more stable as well. Less glitches, less problems. Just better AI as well is one thing I'm really looking forward to. Obviously, we've got a big 11GB patch to try and download at the moment. I can't access the accelerator or any of the store items until I've downloaded that patch. So I'm going to try and upload as many as random matches as I can tonight. Then when I go to bed this evening, I will download the rest of that patch, because it was showing as 100 minutes, and I sat there and thought, you know what, I'll watch Raw and I'll wait for that 100 minutes to go by. And then it showed us 2 hours. I was like, okay, it's only an extra 20 minutes. Then it showed us 3 hours. Then it showed us 4 hours. It got to 6 hours. Like, you know what? I'm just going to play the game. I can't bother to wait anymore. AJ went for the phenomenal forearm. Nakamura caught him. Now Nakamura gets sent over the top rope himself. Clings on to the top rope there. We will be, hopefully, if I can get the time this evening, I'm looking to try and upload a Royal Rumble as well as a random match. Just to try and showcase as many of the people on the roster as possible. Again, another superplex to the outside by Shinsuke Nakamura. And a nice little camera angle this. I quite like this camera angle. Adds a little bit of a different feel to it. Adds it almost like you're in the front row of the crowd, doesn't it? I quite like that. And I just think they should do more things like this, especially when we are doing AI versus AI. Just having the camera angles like this, just to make it feel more real, like it is in real life. That's really good. Nakamura now taking full control of AJ with a big knee to the face. What I also try and upload tonight as well is just a quick look through all of the roster and just have a quick look at the overall abilities, because that's an interesting one. I've not looked much at it, but I've flicked through it very briefly, and some of them have surprised me, so we will have a look at that as well this evening, but it might end up being tomorrow once I've got the accelerator and can get everyone downloaded as well. Referee's up to a 7 count here, and again, both guys still outside the ring. I'm hoping this doesn't end in a count out. As AJ Styles goes down, and there's no real urgency by these two guys to get back in the ring. The referee's like up to a 9 count. There goes, they're both back in the ring. Wow, that was really, really close to being a double count out there. And that would have been a real disappointment for our first match on 2K17. A double count out, wouldn't it really? Oh, CR wrenching that arm back. Beautiful move there by Shinsuke Nakamura, really weakening that arm. And now Nakamura lining AJ Styles up. What does he have planned here? Oh, the Kinshasa comes like that this year. It's not a running maneuver. Okay. Interesting. And it's not a win, though. It's only enough for a 2. Referee probably needs to rotate his hands a little bit there, because he's just flipping everyone the V's rather than saying 2. But AJ Styles kicking out of the Kinshasa in our very, very first match here on 2K17. That gives us some sort of indication of damage again. That sort of happened last year. A lot of people kicked out of finisher maneuvers. So, again, from watching these matches, I can tweak the balancing on the game as well. And I might make finisher maneuvers a little bit more stronger, because I think it just makes more sense. I don't think anyone should be kicking out of too many. Submission hold. Now, this will be interesting. Rope break, though. Last year, one of my main problems with 2K16 was the issues with the submission system with the AI. Hopefully this year it's going to be better. What on earth is John Cena doing here? What? What just happened? So John Cena's just come out to ringside. This is an exhibition match. What's John Cena doing at ringside in an exhibition match? John Cena, he'll do anything to get some airtime, won't he? Our first match on 2K17, and John Cena just decides he has to be there. That's interesting how that happens now then in singles matches. It would make more sense if it was an enemy, or I suppose John Cena and AJ Styles are classed as enemies probably on this game. I wonder if that's what it is then. That's really that's got me thinking now. And is this going to be quite a common thing, or is it just luck of the draw that has happened in our first match? This is whoa, what was that? What just happened to Shinsuke Nakamura there? That was like that bit on the moon where the guy falls over and just jumps back up onto his feet like nothing happened. AJ now pulling Nakamura into the middle of the ring. There is the backbreaker. Now, one thing I have noticed from this first match we've done is that reversal seems to be quite common. Both guys seem to have been able to reverse quite a lot of high impact moves. Maybe tweaking the reversal thing might be a good thing for me to do as well. Big kick into the gut by AJ Styles. Now dropping into the pin. Referee gets incredibly close when he counts these pins now. And yeah, just what is AJ Styles doing here? I'll have to do a bit of digging on this one. I did notice when I was going through the options that it said about run-ins, and there was one that said mid-match run-ins, and for John Cena to turn up mid-match here, just it confused me a little bit, I must admit. AJ now kicking to the gut of Shinsuke Nakamura. So the game's not quite as high-paced as the last one. There's not as much surprise going on. AJ now taking Nakamura up onto his shoulders. There's the Death Valley driver onto the knee. Death Valley driver neckbreaker combination. Nakamura is down. Styles needs to get the pin. Again, that whole stamina system just slowing the whole pace of the pin down. And again, it's only enough for a 2 count. And this match continues on. And I tell you what, our first match on 2K17 is already gone in excess of 15 minutes. That's an interesting one. Match times look like they're taking a little bit longer. I think that was one of the things. I think the match becoming a bit slower. So that's a bit rough, isn't it? The match coming a little bit slower is one of the things they were looking at in 2K16. Just to try and make 2K17 feel a bit more realistic. So AJ misses the phenomenal forearm, even though it wasn't reversed. Nakamura was too close. Now AJ's going to go for it again, and again he misses it because Nakamura's too close. Interesting. I think that I'm hoping that's part of the patch, because that's a little bit of a petty problem if it is, because he's just literally gone straight through Nakamura with that phenomenal forearm. Nakamura now sit out scoop slam and hook straight in for the pin. Can he pick up the victory here? 1, 2. Oh, it's not. It's only a 2 count. It's pretty close though. Pretty close. And John Cena's still there at ringside. No idea why John Cena. So if you have skipped through this match to try and get towards the end, John Cena just turned up out of nowhere. No idea why. He just did a mid-match run and he hasn't affected anyone. He hasn't got involved in the match. Saying that, if John Cena was replacing this match by a heel, then that could have been very interesting, because that heel could have been distracting the referee, distracting the opponents and all sorts. Great back suplex there with flipping AJ Styles completely over flat on his face. Now rolling AJ Styles over once again, going in for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, and again, it's only a 2 count. Wow, matches are taking a lot longer this year then, aren't they? That's quite clear to see the matches are taking longer. Big knee drop in the face of AJ Styles. And now here we go. Shinsuke lining Styles up. He's already hit the Kinshasa once. And he hits it again. Straight into the pin. I like the fact they go straight into the pin. 2. And no, Styles kicked out again. Okay. Well, I'm a little bit worried about finisher strength now. Because Styles has kicked out of 2 Kinshasas now. That's just a little bit. I don't know. I'm gonna have to fiddle around with some of the weightings, I think, because there's no way that AJ Styles will be kicking out of 2 Kinshasas, really. This match should be done and dusted. Big kick to the side of the head there by Nakamura. I must admit, I'm really enjoying Nakamura's moveset in this game. It is pretty damn good. Now, of course, Nakamura will be available for everybody else as well, but it will be in the future. At the moment, he's only available for those who got the NXT pack. So, not to worry if you haven't got the NXT pack, you will be able to get hold of him, but it's probably not going to be until about sort of Christmas, maybe even January. Nakamura, nice cheeky little pin there with the taunt. And that is what's done it. Okay. So 2 Kinshasas were not enough, but the knee drop to the face was enough to finish this one off. And Shinsuke Nakamura picks up the victory. No post-match replays. That's interesting. Unless they've changed the order, but no post-match replays. And you see AJ Styles in the actual celebration. That's nice as well. That's adds a nice extra little level of realism to it. AJ Styles now rolls to the outside of the ring with the referee. John Cena is still at ringside as well. So that is the end of our first match of WWE 2K17. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you think about the game? Do you think it's good, or do you think there's still things that need improving? For me, I think finisher strength is one thing that I'm worried about at the moment, but I'll go and fiddle with the balancing in a moment and hopefully get that changed for our next match. But I think the whole fluidity of the match seems to improve quite a lot. I think the graphics has obviously gone up a bit as well, and just having guys like Nakamura and AJ Styles on the game as actual playable characters, not created wrestlers, for me is just incredible. So I'm happy with it. Once I've fiddled around with the weightings, I think it will get even better for us. And of course there is a big 11 GB patch trying to download at the moment as well. That might add a few improvements as well. So as I said, this match was suggested by Cambrock223 and Jay over at Gaming HD, and of course it's one that I've wanted to do for a long time as well. I hope you have all enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do be a star and hit that like button to let me know. And of course, if you are new around here and you've enjoyed what you've seen and you want to see a hell of a lot of 2K17 footage, not just today, but over the next couple of weeks. I'm off work for a couple of weeks now, so I'm going to be ploughing as many videos as I can online. And of course, I will be doing 2K17 until the release of 2K18. I hate talking about the release of the next game, the day of release of this game. It's stupid, isn't it, really? But I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for our second random match of the evening.